What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Got another episode here, another video where I'm going over the most discussed topics out there through the internet, through the sports world, through the entertainment world, just any type of topic that's buzzing around. This one is on a couple of topics, so it's two topics in one. There's like a little bit of an issue going on with performances when it comes to like rap artists. There's like a little bit of a dip in terms of like ticket sales, and it's not like every rapper, right? Because guys like Kanye West, Travis Scott, Drake, those type of rappers, whenever they do performances, it's always like massive and crazy. Thousands of people in the crowd, a bunch of props on the stage. Maybe they got background dancers, a band going. They got like a screen in the background to kind of create more of an effect, and they're going absolutely crazy with their performance. They're not lip syncing anything. There's no backing track or anything. It's just rapping over whatever beat is running in the background. That's like the preferable way to perform. I'm pretty sure everyone would rather that type of performance rather than a rapper just kind of going on the stage and the backing track is playing in the background, the actual song just playing, and you're kind of like maybe not lip syncing with it, but sort of like rapping over the track. This video is basically about that. I want to break down that whole thing. I've been to concerts in my life before, quite a few. Just gonna share my experience with that and just kind of like give you my viewpoint if rappers should use backing tracks or if they should give a real performance, actually practice their music, their craft, and rap to the beat rather than rapping over the full track. I got this topic from another video. There's this one dude, his name's Friday. He runs this podcast, We Love Hip Hop. He was a rapper before when he was younger, so he was running his podcast. He's doing an episode talking to like a couple of his boys. They brought up performances within the hip hop world and how bad they've gotten over the years compared to how rappers used to perform maybe 10 years, 15 years down the road. Like I was saying earlier, I'm not talking about guys like Kanye West and like Drake and Travis Scott, because when they do performances, it's like some crazy historical stuff. Kendrick Lamar too. But like I'm talking about like the local rappers that aren't as known worldwide. They're more known like within their city or maybe like state, province, whatever, and maybe they perform in front of like 300 people every time they do perform. I talk about those kind of rappers, and when they get on stage they're just rapping to like the track, not actually performing the song the way a true artist would. You know what I'm saying? Like the way Kanye West would or Drake would. They'll practice their music, their lyrics, and actually rap to the beat rather than the full track. So that's basically what Friday was saying on his podcast, and he was getting really in depth about the whole thing. It got him rattled, and I can definitely understand that. As another hip-hop head to another hip-hop head, he was a rapper too before, and he would perform the right way. So that's another reason to be rattled by that. This video is on that, and also on the situation between Lil Yachty and Caribou. This is like a feud within the crew, the Concrete Boys. This is a crew Lil Yachty started. All rappers, maybe they're like Lil Yachty's boys growing up. Most people know Lil Yachty compared to like the rest of the crew. So, he's the face of the crew. He started it. And there's this one female artist that he signed on that crew, and her name's Caribou. That's the artist. There is a situation between the two where they're kind of going back and forth with each other. Apparently, the group kicked Caribou out. I think she was kind of picking up buzz being a part of this crew. It almost seemed like she started to get as famous as, maybe not as famous as Lil Yachty, but she started to kind of like stand out amongst the group, start to generate some serious clout, some serious fame. It's almost like it's Lil Yachty and Caribou in a sense, and then the rest, and the Concrete Boys, because there was a point where Caribou was getting a lot of attention. Out of nowhere, they got into like a argument, some type of fight. Apparently, Caribou got kicked off the crew. Now there's like a whole situation going on in the internet where Caribou is saying how the Concrete Boys and Lil Yachty was bullying her out of the crew. Now she's trying to go solo. She's trying to create a solo career for herself. She's basically telling the internet that Lil Yachty bullied her out of the crew, including the rest of the group. That's what started this whole situation situation why she had to cut ties with the crew and Lil Yachty. And then Lil Yachty came with a video kind of exposing Caribou to the max, like basically exposing her, saying like, oh, she doesn't write any of her raps. So that's the main part that I really took from the whole situation. The fact that she doesn't write her own lyrics, and the whole time we all believed that she did. Lil Yachty was going off in his video, and he's basically saying that he wrote the verse for her Radar freestyle, and I think that's the main freestyle that really blew her up. That freestyle made her like Caribou, you know what I'm saying? And Lil Yachty basically brought the receipts, took his phone, and exposed her. It shows like all of the vocals. So he records vocals in his phone whenever he writes his lyrics. Like I sort of do the same thing with my cell phone. He brings up the sound of him rapping the freestyle that Caribou did on the Radar. It's evidence to show everyone that Lil Yachty did actually write the verse that she spat on that freestyle. It's funny because it did sound a lot like something Lil Yachty would write. That's why I would 100% believe him, just cause like he wrote for a lot of artists in the past. That part alone made me believe what he was saying. And also when you listen to the freestyle, you can really hear Lil Yachty's style in the freestyle. Like this is something Lil Yachty would definitely think of when you really think about it, when you listen to Caribou's freestyle. Kind of like the pacing and how she's like flowing, how kind of like off it is. That's something Lil Yachty would do 100%. He's very well known for very strange flows. You know what I'm saying? Like Lil Yachty's that type of rapper to do that. So like I'm not surprised by that at all. And it's just kind of like annoying, man. It's just like you're deceiving everybody, you know? Like Caribou, she was kind of like kicking it off, you know? Like she was really like getting the world's attention with her style, and you know, really looking like a new artist trying to take over the game, especially being a female rapper too. There isn't very much female rappers with that type of style where they're really paying attention to their flows and like their writing craft. Even though like she's not even writing her own music, but like, you know, saying that, like I believe that was the type of artist that we were getting. Like I never thought she was that good. Caribou, I'm listening to her rap, I'm like, yo, there's promise. Like she could actually become like a serious artist in this world, in this like hip-hop world. But then after finding out that she doesn't actually write her own lyrics, it's kind of insane, man. It makes me think that there's a lot of artists out there that don't write their music, man. They have like a ghostwriter, maybe not ripping off, maybe they're paying that ghostwriter, but they got a ghostwriter. It's just insane to me, man. Like you don't have to be the greatest rapper of all time to write your own lyrics. Like I guess when you're like a pop artist, it might be a little bit different. Like I keep saying, man, it's different with like pop stars. When you have a ghostwriter and you're a pop star, like pop music isn't really real music when you really look at it. It's almost like a formula to just make record labels money. And I'm talking about pop music, like only pop music, not talking about like pop's subgenres, you know what I mean? Like indie pop or like electronic pop. Like I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about straight up pop music that's getting like shoved in everybody's face, and songs getting played like a million times on the radio, and like Lady Gaga. That's when I say pop music, I'm talking about that. That kind of music is literally designed to just get played more often. When you're a pop artist, it doesn't matter as much when you have a ghostwriter, because you need a full team to work with when you're making that much money off the music. When the record label is making that much money off the music, it's smarter to have a team of people to work with. So when it comes to pop artists, it doesn't matter as much. But if you're gonna be a rapper, you know what I'm saying? Like a rapper, I'm talking like Nas, Lupe Fiasco, like, you know what I mean? If you're gonna be a rapper, Kendrick Lamar, man, like Drake, man. And that's another name to bring up. A lot of people accused him for having a ghostwriter. From everything I've heard and everything I know about Drake, I think he writes his music. He maybe gets help here and there. And I feel like the type of help that he gets, other legit rappers get the same type of help. So they're not getting another ghostwriter to fully write their lyrics, but they're getting some assistance. That's why I feel with how Drake approaches it. I don't think he has a full out ghostwriter. When you perform, rap over the beat. Just like what Friday was saying on We Love Hip Hop Network. I fully agree with what he's saying. And like even myself, when I really start to perform, I'm rapping on the beat. I'm not rapping on my songs. I'm practicing my song and I'm rapping on the beat. I think it's called like a television track, and I'll leave the hooks, maybe not the ad-libs, but I'll leave the hooks on the track and I'll rap the verses out. So like do that if anything, you know what I mean, if it makes it a little easier. But that's what makes the experience from a performance bad. You go to a performance, you go to a concert, you pay all this money for the ticket, and then the rappers go on the stage and they're rapping to the song playing. It's like it's karaoke in a sense, but even in karaoke, the singers are actually like, they're trying to remember the lyrics. The lyrics are on the screen. Even in karaoke music, the person that's singing is actually like singing a song. They're not singing over like the full out track. I'm for sure with Friday from We Love Hip Hop Network. When he talked about that, yo, I'm so with him with that, man. Cause like, I remember going to concerts. Like I remember seeing Kid Cudi, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, and this is before they got famous. All three artists. This is way before Kid Cudi was a little bit famous, but Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, no one barely knew who they were. They were still low key. I go to their concert. You see J. Cole playing the piano while he's like rapping and singing. He's got a whole band playing his beats. He's got background singers. He's got just like a whole thing going on. And this was like 15 years ago. You go to Kendrick Lamar's concert. This guy is hitting every word like so crispy, so cleanly. Yo, he doesn't like, not once. There was not one moment where he forgot like a line. He just cleanly went through every single song throughout his performance. Not one mistake. I think he performed like 10 songs, you know, and that was like 15 years ago. This is way before no one even knew who Kendrick Lamar was, you know. I'm for sure with Friday with that statement. Like if rappers are like, if they want to, you know, really be a serious rapper, and like, you know, you're not just doing it to like finesse money off of venues and people who come to the show, don't rap over the song. Rap over the beat without the vocals and practice your lyrics for sure. It makes the performance way better, man. For sure it does. And write your own music too. That's another thing. Like that's what the whole purpose of this video, man. Like ghostwriters, like I just think it's completely insane for a rapper to call himself a real rapper. He has a ghostwriter. Like that shit is like, that's insane, bro. Like I don't even want to say the greatest rappers of all time wrote their own lyrics. It's not even about that, man. You could be the worst rapper in the world. Look at guys like Lil B, right? Everyone knows who Lil B is. There's a lot of trends that guy started. In a lot of ways, he's a pioneer in hip hop. What I'm basically saying is his lyrics were pretty bad. Most of the songs that he put out, I'll say maybe 80% of the songs he puts out, the lyrics are complete trash. He writes his own lyrics is basically what I'm getting at. Like his music is maybe bad to like especially to a lot of hip hop heads. I even remember growing up seeing Lil B kind of come out of nowhere, and I remember a lot of hip hop heads hating on him because the music that he was coming up with was like really bad at times. And it's just like, and they're just getting mad views off of the song, and a lot of us hip hop heads were just a little confused. And it's because he was trying something business wise. He was trying, or I should say marketing wise, he was trying like a new thing when it comes to like visibility and getting your music out. And that's why I call him a pioneer. He's definitely a pioneer for that, because a lot of young rappers these days sort of follow the same method. That's how they pop off, right? What I'm saying is, like, to me, when it comes to like quality in music, he's one of the worst rappers I've ever heard in my entire life. One of the most trash rappers ever. But the one thing that you can't say about Lil B is that you can't say that he has a ghostwriter, and you can't say that he gives off bad performances or he raps over his songs. When he performs, I'm pretty sure he's rapping, he remembers his lyrics, and he's rapping to his beat. His lyrics are pretty garbage, so like, you know what I mean? Like you don't need a ghostwriter if you're not gonna try when you're writing, but at least he writes his own music. That's like what I'm trying to get at, man. It's not a matter of the greatest rappers wrote their own lyrics, so it's not about trying to be the best rapper, following the footsteps of like Kendrick Lamar and like Nas and Jay-Z and Lil Wayne, all those guys, right? If you're gonna call yourself a rapper, even if you're bad or good, write your own lyrics, yo. You save money. I'm pretty sure if you get a ghostwriter, like, you gotta pay the ghostwriter. You know what I mean? You make more money off of writing your own lyrics. So that's all I gotta say about that one, man. It's a pretty interesting topic to like bring up, especially after watching Friday's take, We Love Hip Hop, about the whole live show thing. Tickets ticket sales are declining because of this whole thing. So like there's actual evidence of this happening. Artists don't want to give real performances and memorize the lyrics and, you know, pay a little bit more to like make the live performance more special and more memorable for the fans, you know? That's all I gotta say about this one, man. Let me know what you guys think down below. New track coming out for September 4th. Listen to Magneto. That's out on all platforms. October 4th, I have a 15-track mixtape. Hashtag INDICA. That's the name of the mixtape. Once again, I'm Looper Norris. I really appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you guys subscribe, like. I'm out of here, man. Peace.